The Flat Earth Fail compilation video was born early days on this channel. Some of you may remember when it happened. I was finding shorter Flat Earth videos that I couldn't stretch into a long form video. So I bundled a load together and called it the Flat Earth Fail compilation. Since then we've had 55 episodes and you'll all be delighted to hear it's back. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Okay, let's get on with this Flat Earth Fail compilation then, shall we? If you want to check out all of the compilation videos since the beginning, then there's a playlist featuring every single compilation so far in the description. Okay, we start episode 56 then with Marty Leeds, who wants to celebrate the astrolabe. I mean, why not? Take it away, Marty.
The astrolabe is a computer, a calculator, a perfect measuring mechanism based on a geocentric, stationary model of the Earth.
In reality, an astrolabe is basically an analog calculator for angles. It's built to work from the observer's point of view, which is you standing on the Earth looking up. That's why all the plates are marked for latitude and how the stars appear to rise and set in the local sky. It doesn't encode any sort of cosmic model. It just encodes the appearance of the night sky. So straight away, Marty is either lying here or he's misunderstood. Could be either.
This piece of artistic and scientific brilliance needs no accolade, nor pomp or circumstance to announce its own craftsmanship, for its modern-day workability itself proves the genius of its design. A very profound question we must ask ourselves is, if the sun is traveling at roughly 500,000 miles an hour, and the Earth rotates around it at roughly 66,000 miles an hour, how is it even possible to map and track the same set of stars for thousands of years?
Speed isn't what matters, distance is. The stars we see at night are light years away. Even at 500,000 miles per hour, the sun only travels one light day per millennium. From our point of view, that's basically standing still. And actually, we do see changes. Astronomers call it proper motion. Ancient star maps don't exactly match today's. The Big Dipper's handle is slowly straightening, for example, but those shifts take tens of thousands of years to become obvious to the naked eye.
If we are to assume that the ancients created this calculator with a complete lack of understanding the true heliocentricity of our solar system, and merely created this calculator of the heavens as understood from their perspective and viewpoint, how is it possible they could have crafted such an instrument that maintained such precision over thousands of years?
The Greeks, Arabs, Persians and Indians were phenomenal astronomers. They had naked eye astronomy and mathematics down to a T. They measured angles, built tables of star positions, and then encoded those into the plates of the astrolabe. These tables are based on observations of the sky from Earth. As long as the sky looks the same from here, which because of the huge distances involved it does for millennia, the device will still work. That's why you can still use a 1,000-year-old astrolabe or a 300-year-old sextant today.
To somehow think that an instrument of such a high and accurate degree of calculability merely works today out of dumb luck or by accident is rather obtuse.
Good news, nobody thinks it's dumb luck. It works today because it's a well-designed measuring device, which is based on careful observation. The sky hasn't changed much in a few thousand years, and angles are angles, whether you believe in geocentrism or heliocentrism. The real genius of the astrolabe is human ingenuity, not proof of stationary Earth.
Whoever created this instrument, whatever culture or person made it, their knowledge and ingenuity has withstood the test of time. It would seem that the heavens and the working of its cycles have been known and measurable for a very, very long time.
What it really shows is, of course, careful observation and that maths works. The night sky has been measurable for as long as humans have had eyes and patience. The positions of the bright stars and the sun's path only changes over millennia. That is exactly why tools like the astrolabe, Stonehenge's alignments, and the Mayan calendars can still work today. They're built around regular repeatable motions of the sky. Dear oh dear, Marty, thinking an astrolabe was created because of a flat geocentric Earth. My oh my, that's poor. Right then, let's move on to our next clip, which comes from With the Sun 33. And he's got something to show us. Here we go.
I'm just gonna ask you to use your own brain. Just seriously, take 1 minute, use your brain and tell me what you think of this, because I believe that this photo absolutely proves without a shadow of a doubt that we do not live on a ball. This is a long distance photo, and please check it out. Give me 1 minute and 30 seconds of your time. Because I believe that you have the ability to learn and understand the truth. I really do. Look at this.
Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. The problem is, though, you're about to show us something that flat earthers have been using incorrectly for years. But please do go ahead.
So this is a world record long distance photo of Mount Finstralis to Mount Gaspard. All right. Now, Mount Finstralis is 9,272 feet tall. I'll say that the person took the photo from the maximum height just to give it the minimum curvature, because I want to prove that there is no curve here. Now, Pic Gaspard, or Mount Gaspard on the other side, is 12,740 feet tall, and this is 275 miles away. Now, when you type in these exact numbers into the Google Curve calculator, what it tells you, there should be 16,446 feet of curvature. That's 3.115 miles of curvature. You should not see this mountain.
Okay, look, we've done this before, but for those that didn't see it, here we go. So this world record attempt of long distance photography was taken from Pic de Finistralis at an elevation of 2,826 metres. Pic Gaspard is the peak that provides us with the world record, and that is 443 kilometres away and 3,867 metres tall. Plugging all of that into the curve calculator, and of course taking refraction into account, we can see that the hidden value is 3.81 kilometres. Now that leaves over 50 metres left that we should be able to see. Given that in that photo you can barely see Pic Gaspard, that makes perfect sense and is exactly what you'd expect to see. So no, this doesn't prove that we don't live on a ball, as you say.
When you go to the beach and you look out at the beach and you're standing about, you're about 6 feet tall, your eyes are looking out. When you see the horizon line, the vanishing point, that is 3 miles. That's how far that is. That's 3 miles away. So this mountain should be 3 miles behind curvature. In science, you know what science tells us the reason for this is? Refraction. Because we have water vapor in the air, and it distorts things, and we're seeing the reflection of a mountain. That's what we're actually seeing. I just don't agree. I personally do not agree. I believe we are seeing the mountain because it's flat.
So you don't listen to science when it comes to things like refraction, but you are happy to listen to science when talking about things like the second law of thermodynamics or the Curie point. It's always the same with you flirfs. You pick and choose which bits of science you think are correct based on your beliefs.
This is why an airplane is called an airplane. It goes up in the air and flies along a plane, which is flat. This is why circumnavigation and a boat, it circumnavigates. That goes in a circle. I've made videos on how compasses actually work. They work because they are attracted to the magnetic north. When you use a compass, you buy a compass, put a magnet in the middle and spin it around. Watch what happens. That's how they work. They're magnetic due to the magnetic north. There's no magnetic south. All right, so do the math. Look at this. Go look at this photo. Go do the math yourself and figure it out, because we are being deceived. That's what I believe. If you want to learn a lot, go get my 200-page free book on all flat earth proofs, why we've been so deceived, who's doing it, everything. There are no more excuses. You can no longer say, there's no, that's not true, there's no proof. You can't say that anymore. You just can't.
You can? Sorry, for football fans amongst you, that was a really bad Mick McCarthy impression. There is no proof. We run the numbers, and you are wrong, my friend. Well, there we go. What a ridiculous one that was from With the Sun 33. Let's move on to our third clip then, shall we? Which comes from Level Earth Observer, who is still banging the space is fake drum. Here we go.
When faking space goes wrong. The plane. Today we're going to be entertaining 2 short clips. 1, an official clip from NASA, and 2, a physical demonstration that can be tested and verified by all. After entertaining these 2 clips, all of you will see the space industry is nothing but a fraud. So let's have a look. So first up, we've got the Space Shuttle Discovery supposedly returning from space. Remember, we're told these shuttles are gliders. But as you're about to see and hear, this Space Shuttle Discovery is a jet aeroplane coming into land. Look.
My word, he's got a thing for the space shuttle at the moment, hasn't he? Okay then, let's see what he got then, Level Earth Observer.
1 minute now to touchdown. Discovery's landing gear will be locked down and into place at 300 feet in altitude. It's currently 3,500 feet and traveling at a rate of 370 miles per hour. Seconds until touchdown.
So far, I see no problems at all. Looks good to me, and there are no jet engines involved here.
How obvious does it need to get?
Clearly, microphones are picking up the air rushing over the fuselage of the space shuttle. This happens at 200 knots, which does make a roaring sound. This is not evidence to suggest that engines are being used.
Landing gear now down and locked.
Imagine trying to defend that as being a glider with that racket going on.
Main gear touchdown. Pilot Jim Dutton now deploying the drag chute. Nose gear touchdown. That brings an end to the STS-131 mission, the 131st Space Shuttle flight, and the 33rd to the International Space Station. Discovery left Florida on April 5th with 7.6 tons of new science equipment and spare parts, including equipment that should improve the station's capability for Earth observation work, equipment that could help astronauts avoid muscle atrophy and scientists better understand muscle atrophy, and equipment that will help keep the station systems cooling properly.
Now it's clear from that clip that no engines are being used at all. The three main engines on the space shuttle shut down long before re-entry, and are actually dead weight during landing, and there's no jet engines hidden inside it either. What a lazy attempt, Level Earth Observer. What else you got for us then?
Now, as if that wasn't bad enough for the space shuttle turning out to be a jet aeroplane, it actually gets worse when you test and verify if you can have propulsion in a vacuum. Here we've got a rocket in a vacuum chamber, and you're going to see the rocket, once it starts to expel its gases, doesn't move whatsoever until the gases themselves start to push off the wall of the vacuum chamber. Up until that point in time, there's no movement whatsoever, highlighting that propulsion in the vacuum of space, if it was a real environment, would be impossible because there's nothing to push off, no airs and no vacuum chamber walls. Look.
My word, he's actually comparing a syringe to a rocket engine. Dear oh dear, this is a new one on me.
Hey, it worked. Look how cool that looks. You can see this.
Now watch it in super slow motion here. As the gases are expelled by the rocket, nothing happens until the gases push off the wall of the vacuum chamber. And in doing so, the rocket has something to push off and then couldn't move.
Stream of smoke particles shooting out of the rocket like a laser beam.
And once more.
No need, Level Earth Observer, this is laughable even for you. Rockets push off their own exhaust. It's Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And that works just fine in a vacuum. If you let gas leak slowly out of an open syringe, you're not expelling it under high pressure through a nozzle, are you? A nozzle designed to accelerate it, by the way. So of course you're not going to see any motion. But if you actually expel gas or propellant at high speed through a nozzle, the syringe or rocket will move the other way in a vacuum. Another awful attempt here. Okay, on to our final video for this compilation then, and it comes from Kyle Adams. And he wants to know our thoughts on moonlight. Interesting. Here we go.
Einstein once said that if you can't explain something in a way that a child can understand.
First, Einstein probably actually never said that line. The closest verified quote is, "You do not properly understand something unless you can explain it to your grandmother." And even then, that attribution is shaky. Second, the point of the quote, I think, has been missed here by Kyle. It doesn't magically make complicated subjects simple. It's that a good teacher can find analogies and step-by-step ways as a way to introduce an idea. Relativity, orbital mechanics, atmospheric physics, that can all be simplified. But only to a point. The math still exists.
Then you just don't understand that thing well enough. Now, I disagree with Einstein on a great many things, but I strongly agree with him on that matter. We shouldn't give Einstein all the credit on that one, though, because this is a key principle in what is referred to as the Feynman technique.
Do not use Feynman against me, Kyle. Just do not. This is a bad move, my friend.
Some people want to throw rocks at me for reading and critiquing kids' books, but that's what I really look for in these books. Clear, axiomatic understanding that isn't hidden by obfuscation. I learned the word axiom from my cousin Alexander Gleason. It simply means a self-evident truth that requires no proof.
Yeah, so something like you can't spend the same pound twice. That's a good example.
To obfuscate is the opposite of that. It means something that is confusing, hard to understand, and unclear, often on purpose.
Straight out the Flat Earth playbook, that one.
This is just a conversation starter. No one is stopping anyone from reading college-level textbooks and scholarly articles when sharing their thoughts as to what this book has to say. So let's dive into this one. You tell me what you see, or what you think. Demonstration number 4. Day and night. Purpose: to demonstrate the cause of the day and night cycle. All you need is a table, a flashlight, a dark shirt, and a mirror. This illustrates things pretty well. You just put the light behind you on a table and reflect the light using the mirror onto the dark side of your shirt. This says your shirt represents the Earth, the mirror the moon, and the flashlight the sun. Your turning imitates the rotation of the Earth on its axis. As the Earth turns toward the east, the light from the sun moves across the rotating Earth. Daytime is experienced by the people on the side facing the sun.
Kyle is actually reading here What Causes Day and Night on Earth from a child's textbook. Please do not tell me he's going to try and debunk day and night.
The reflected light from the moon brightens the side of the Earth turned away from the sun. The nighttime is very dark when the moon is not in position to reflect the sun's light onto the Earth. Another common saying I like is, seek first to understand, and then to be understood. So I'm going to zip it as to what I think this week. I'm going to hear out from the audience what they have to say, and then I'll share my thoughts next week. Do you agree with the book? Why or why not? The floor is yours. I'm listening.
Of course we agree with the book. It's a basic, simple experiment designed for kids to help them understand day, night and the brightness of the moon. It's not hard to understand and it works well. I can't believe I wasted 3 minutes listening to you read a kid's book, only to finish by saying you're going to listen to people's answers. Okay, well let's have a look at one of the comments on this video then, shall we? Well, I think you probably know where I stand. You can't read a book with reflected light from a rock. Actually you can. Well, I can anyway. I'm done with Carl today, and the rest of you. Dear oh dear. Not you, by the way, the rest of you flat earthers. Sorry, not flat earthers. Level Earth Observer is the demonstrable realist, not a flat earther. Yes, I'm done with all flat earthers in this video, apart from Level Earth Observer, who's not a flat earther because he's a demonstrable realist. I think I've got that right. Well, there we go, another Flat Earth Fail compilation all wrapped up. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favourite fail. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. It's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up button too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 13 of Mark Sargent's Flat Earth Clues series. See you then.